Afghanistan, a land of mountains, deserts, and deep history, but for the last few decades, it has also been a land of war, struggle, and change. One word has shaped the lives of millions here: Talibanization. What does it mean? How did it happen? And what has it done to the people of Afghanistan? Today we will walk through the past, the present, and the impact of Talibanization in simple words so you can understand the real story behind the headlines. What is Talibanization? Talibanization is the process in which the political, social, and religious ideas of the Taliban spread and become part of society. The Taliban follow the strict interpretation of Islamic law, also known as Sharia. They believe in controlling how people live, dress, work, and even think. In Talibanization, daily life changes. Schools, businesses, and media all follow Taliban rules. It is not only about politics, it is about reshaping the culture and lifestyle according to their version of Islam. The beginning of the Taliban began in the early 1990s. At that time, Afghanistan was in chaos after the Soviet Union withdrew in 1989. Different warlords were fighting for power and the country was divided. In 1994, in Kandahar, a group of religious students from Islamic schools, madrasas, formed the Taliban. They promised to bring peace, enforce Sharia law, and stop corruption. Many Afghans supported them at first because they were tired of war. First Taliban rule from 1996 to 2001. By 1996, the Taliban had captured Kabul, the capital. They controlled most of Afghanistan and declared the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan. During their rule, women were not allowed to work, girls could not attend school, men had to grow beards and wear traditional clothes. Music, movies, and television were banned. Public punishments like flogging and executions were common. The Taliban said these rules were based on Islamic teachings, but many believed they were extreme and against human rights. The fall of Taliban in 2001. In 2001, the September 11 attacks in the United States changed everything. The US accused the Taliban of giving shelter to Osama bin Laden and Al-Qaeda. In October 2001, US and allied forces invaded Afghanistan. Within weeks, the Taliban government collapsed. A new Afghan government was formed with international support. Taliban insurgency 2002 to 2021. Although the Taliban lost power in 2001, they did not disappear. They regrouped in rural areas and in Pakistan. They started a guerrilla war against Afghan and foreign forces. Suicide bombings, roadside bombs, and attacks became common. Over the years, they gained control over many districts again, especially in the south and east. The return of the Taliban in 2021. In 2020, the US signed a peace deal with the Taliban in Doha, Qatar. The agreement said that US troops would leave and the Taliban would not allow terrorist groups to use Afghanistan. By August 2021, as US forces were leaving, the Taliban launched a major offensive. They quickly captured city after city. On August 15, 2021, Kabul fell and the Taliban were back in power after 20 years. Talibanization after 2021. Once the Taliban returned, they again enforced their version of Islamic law. Schools for girls above grade 6 were closed in many areas. Women were removed from most government jobs. Dress codes for women became stricter, requiring full body coverings. Media outlets were censored, and many journalists fled. Public punishments returned, and freedom of speech became limited. The Taliban say these rules create a pure Islamic society, but critics say they cause fear and violate basic rights. Impact on education. Education has been one of the biggest victims of Talibanization. Boys can attend school, but girls face many restrictions. International organizations warn that millions of girls are losing their chance to study. Without education, the future of Afghanistan becomes weaker and poverty grows. Impact on women's rights. In Talibanized areas, women's lives are heavily controlled. They cannot travel without a male relative. They are often not allowed to work outside the home. Health services for women are limited because female doctors are fewer. Many women activists have been forced into hiding. Impact on economy. The return of the Taliban has also hurt the economy. Foreign aid, which made up a big part of Afghanistan's budget, has been reduced. Banks face cash shortages, and many people cannot withdraw their money. Jobs are fewer, and poverty has increased. Sanctions and lack of recognition from most countries make trade difficult. Talibanization beyond Afghanistan. The influence of Taliban ideas has also spread outside Afghanistan. In some parts of Pakistan, groups have tried to copy Taliban roles. This has led to conflict with governments and local communities. Talibanization can spread when education is poor, poverty is high, and extremist groups are active. Why some people support the Taliban? Not everyone opposes the Taliban. Some Afghans believe they bring security and order. They prefer the Taliban's justice system, which is quick and compared to slow government courts. Others support them for religious reasons or because they belong to the same ethnic groups. Why many oppose Talibanization? Human rights groups say Talibanization limits freedom and harms progress. Critics point to the suffering of women, lack of education, and fear in daily life. They believe a country should follow Islam but still respect modern rights and development. The future of Afghanistan under Talibanization. The future is uncertain. If the Taliban continue their strict policies, Afghanistan may remain isolated from the world. Without foreign investment and aid, the economy may get worse. Young people may leave the country, causing a brain drain. But if the Taliban change and allow education and rights, there could be hope for rebuilding. Talibanization in Afghanistan is more than a political story. It is about people's lives, hopes, and dreams. It has changed the way Afghans' lives work and think. Whether it brings stability or suffering depends on how it is practiced and how the world responds. Understanding this history helps us see that behind every headline there are millions of human stories stories that deserve to be heard. Thanks for watching.